just up the road here at Scrubs Lane. So I was driving along the Westway, not the Westway, Arrow Road, and I see all this smoke, and then all of a sudden I heard it on the radio, and they said Grenfell. I said, no, it can't be. And then I thought, and I phoned Paul up, who works with me, Paul King. I said, Paul, like Grenfell was on. He said, oh no, I've just seen it on the news. And besides, the club, wasn't really worried about the club at the moment. At that time, we were worried about people who were in there. The club's an afterthought. I'm sorry to say, I was more interested in people in there.
I was working, so I woke up, saw on the news, and I had to go to work. So I was driving down, which is just a stone throw away from the tower, and I was driving into work, which was we started at 6 a.m. So I came down and drove into work, and then immediately saw the fire. Could see the fire, saw the engines and all the police, and my first response was, well, like, these guys need help. So I ran down to the local news agents, grabbed tea, coffee, milk. Opened up the doors, had a chat to the firemen and the police, and they said, look, come and use the gym. So, we opened the doors up in the gym, they came and used the toilets, and throughout the day they were coming in, tea, coffee, biscuits, and that was so it was a real hub, and it was really good to be able to get there and trying to, even though it was something so small, just the appreciation that the firemen had, and, firemen and women had, and the police officers, servicemen had, really touched base. At the same time, it really connected us to what was happening, because with Dale Youth being in the tower at Grenfell, it affected all of us very closely. So it had a massive impact on everybody at the club directly, which was we had our cleaner, he was lost in the fire. He was also very active. His boys were boxing at the club. So we were in Grenfell Tower. Yeah, for I think about 12, 13 years we were in there, and we were around before that. I mean, Dale Youth's been going for like 60, 70 years. So we were in the tower, and then we had, we were having the tower, the boxing gym developed. So that development was taking place, and we went around the corner to what is now like Box Clever, which is around the corner in a disused car park.
So they was in that garage in just off of Ladbroke Grove, and they were looking for new premises, and they got this bin store which was in Grenfell Tower. So we helped them with the funding, we got funding from them, and we put them in there, and lo and behold, I was only in there 6 months in the state-of-the-art facility, and the tragedy happened and everything was lost. The only things that come out of it are them 2 honour boards. They're the only 2 things left.
Like that, it was literally, we were training there up until I think 8:30, 9 o'clock that night, and then obviously I rang Mick, who's the head coach, and I was like, look, Mick, there's a fire at Grenfell Tower, and it was you just don't believe it, your gut sinks, and you just and then your immediate reaction was like, oh, the club, but your first thought was the people. I mean, there was no two ways about it, and the afterthought, once everything had settled, was, we didn't know, you don't know the extent of the damage, we didn't know, and then obviously with seeing the extent of what happened, we knew the club was gone.
So we were approached by BBC DIY SOS about doing this. So my boss called a load of contractors together, Gallagher Holmes and the rest of them, and they agreed that we would do this. So everything that's in this gym has been donated. There was no payments. All the builders, everybody did this free of charge, built this and the community centre. So in a way, I use this term, out of the ashes rose this, out of bad comes good. And the community accepted it, and the club has just gone from strength to strength.
let's take boxing to the kids, bring it into the schools. So I set up Box Clever, and Box Clever went into the schools and brought that. And then what we did is we worked with Dell Youth. So with Dell Youth, we kind of said, right, okay, let's coach the kids up. We've got all the kids over here who we're working with currently at the minute with an academy around the corner. And we're doing an 8-week program with them, coaching them at Dell Youth, and then to instill the confidence, the social skills, but more so the self-belief in themselves, to make them realise, you know what, they don't need to be hanging around outside. There are better things they can do with their time. And then also to make them healthier, fitter, and also give them a bit more nutrition advice on how to, what the right things to do with eat and drink and so forth. And then from there, we've only done a couple of sessions so far, but it's been a massive hit. They want to come in more. They're trying to find out when the gym's open. And so what we're doing with that program after the 8 weeks, we're going to feed them into the boxing club. So they'll then come down to Dell Youth and they'll potentially become amateur boxers themselves and kind of give them the encouragement they need. The one positive thing that has happened off the back of that tragedy is all the community got together. I mean, Notting Hill's a very affluent area, and North Kensington is one of the most deprived areas in London. All of a sudden, that created unity. Everybody came together to help everybody out, and that's something that we benefited from with Dell Youth, because everybody came together with that. Because we have the Box Clever, which have private clients in there. All of a sudden, they all came together, and now we've created that community that will hopefully stay there forever now as well. We think about it every day. There isn't a day that goes by that you don't think about it. It's you can see the tower still, and you can still see you still see the reminders of there's a lot of graffiti all over the place, where people with Grenfell written all over the place, and so it's a constant daily reminder, which I think is a good thing, because let's not forget what happened. I think that's one of the most important things. It was a massive tragedy, but with this place being here now, that's something, we've got something positive that has come out of it. That is a reminder to say, you know what, we were there, we were in the tower, but we're still alive and we're still kicking. So having this here is a big bonus, not just to the boxers, but to everyone in the community. Because now we're using it it's not just boxing. We've got day programs going on here. We've got unemployment programs. We've got young youth programs. We've got so many different things happening here that we're making the most out of it, and that can only be a plus.